Welcome back to Hold My Banner. As you guys see, from Green Runs Deep, former Celtic Isaiah Thomas with Jason Tatum in the photo. This was Bradley Beal's wedding. And on the rest of the tweet, it's a shame we never got to see them play together. Obviously, Isaiah Thomas with two electric seasons in Boston 2016 and 2017 before being traded to the Cavaliers, and a routine and a lot of moves that went down after that point. Obviously, we know where the Celtics are at. Isaiah Thomas, tell you, now 36 years old. We know all the lower body issues he's had, including the hips, since he was dealt by the Celtics. And we have not seen him play more than 42 games in a season since he was dealt as well. That, to me, is the biggest red flag there. But in a year of a rebuild, and coming off a season where he made a few appearances in the NBA, not a lot, I think 6 or 7 games played, would you entertain, let's start with the entertainment. Would you entertain Isaiah Thomas possibly signing with the Celtics? And what he's been now at this point in his career, it would be like a two-way deal. He'd be playing up in Maine or playing in Boston.
Maine? He needs to be in TD Garden. I need to sell tickets. If I'm Bill Chisholm, what can I do this year to keep people excited for the Boston Celtics? Let's bring back a crowd favorite, dog. IT for 5 more years. No, I'm just playing. But I would love to see Isaiah Thomas here in Boston. It would be fun. Look, in a year where we're having to talk about, oh, Tatum, oh, this, oh, that, it would calm everybody's nerves. Hey, we're not going to be good. We're bringing back a crowd favorite. He's going to go out there every once in a while. He's going to play like maybe 5 minutes a game. But in the games that he gets to 10 minutes or the games that he gets to 15 minutes, in those games, that historic game that you know is going to happen at some point where he drops 25 on 11 of 12 shooting and the Garden is rocking and going crazy and it looks like vintage IT, I just want that energy. I just want to feel that passion in TD Garden again, George. And that's why I personally want to see. We got a guy. Look, all these guys are NBA players. There's a lot of good players on this roster.
You want a mascot. You just don't want a guy dressed like a leprechaun. You want a guy dressed like Isaiah Thomas, who is Isaiah Thomas. The disrespect to Isaiah Thomas.
Exactly. No, it's not even just. It's not even just it's not to disrespect IT. I love IT, but look. When they did that trade for Kyrie and it brought that bad energy and bad aura in the TD Garden, you have to be able to cleanse that a little bit. And they wouldn't have won. They won. But we're looking at a year without JT, no Achilles tear. I'm going to be sad watching the Boston Celtics every single game because I'm going to see JB out there without his partner in crime. But guess what? I could have IT there to mask all of that and having fun and also teaching these other guys about humility and learning how to play on a team, learning what it takes to play with superstars, learning how sometimes it doesn't go well. You might think like I'm Peyton Pritchard, I'm starting and, I'm playing with JB all the time now. And it may have moments where it doesn't go well. It didn't go well for IT when he went over there and played with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It didn't go well there. It didn't go well from then on. If you can have a guy in there who knows the highs of the highs, I mean, almost an MVP in this league, to the lowest of the lows, playing on 10 days, playing in the G League like you suggested, he can tell you every NBA experience and get those young guys ready to play in any moment. Because when he was on those 10 days and he got his 2 minutes, man, he was making the most of it. So he can teach these young guys how to do the same.
So you're going off straight vibes. Like, just bring him back as a coach. Why does he have to be a player? You're going to take up a roster spot in a rebuild year when you could get guys like Hugo Gonzalez, where those minutes that Isaiah Thomas would take up much more valuable. Jordan Walsh, Nimish Queta. I get the turnaround of, like, how bad the Kyrie trade turned out. But, like, so we're going to bring on a guy for karma, like the reverse karma of it all. Like, hey, man, everything's going bad. Tatum's torn Achilles. Let's get into the karma business instead of basketball. Like, this is a serious franchise.
I'm trying to put butts in seats.
And you will know in seats. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard. You'll get that.
You're right. I'm a huge fan of those dudes. I think they can get some things done, for sure.
If the only way someone shows up at TD Garden is because Isaiah Thomas is on the team, then I don't want those people in TD Garden. Because what, are they going to only cheer when he gets in the game? They're going to be watching him on the bench? I get this flow, and I understand we never got to see him together. But, like, what karma do they need when they won a ring? And it took a while. It wasn't pretty after the Isaiah Thomas trade. But bringing in Kyrie, all the bad juju, all the way to the end of him returning and spreading shit sage around the building. But him going AWOL on the team, just never living up to what he was as a billing of a player, not even the superstar or the contract or anything, the billing of being a guy that should show up for the team, that thrusted Jaylen Brown into a bigger role. That thrusted Jason Tatum into a bigger role. Those guys in the team was ahead of schedule, and they had to play much more significant roles and minutes than they would have in a normal capacity and normal timeline, because Kyrie Irving did not want to be a basketball player when he was in Boston. That, to me, and the payoff we saw when it came to getting that 18th banner, that's the reverse karma. Not to bring in Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, it would be cool to see those two play in a little pick and roll, pick and pop action. But you know what? I don't want any of that this season. I want to see development of a young guys that can be contributors.
Okay. Fair, fine, fair. Player development? Can I get them in there? Can I get them in player development?
Yeah, as a coach, I love that. 100%. Okay. Why? Well, he could be like Sam Cassell's right-hand guy, or he could be like the God Sham God, what he was with the Mavericks. And for Kyrie, ironically, he could be that guy for the younger guards on this team, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Max Lieberman for bringing this whole entire conversation up. Here's the thing, George. I think people are disrespecting the ability to play basketball that IT can bring as well. Like, I think you're thinking, oh, IT can't do this, he can't do that. IT can play. He can hoop. He can put the ball in the hole. This team is going to struggle to do that some nights. We know that for sure. Like, they're going to struggle to do that. But you know what he doesn't struggle to do? Score baskets. There's going to be nights where they will need a guy like this to come in and, yes, development and all this other stuff. But the way I hear Brad talking, he's talking winning. And you know what also develops people? I can tell you this. I had players, coaches, all different types of guys. When I had to sit and watch, when I was a freshman in college and I had to understand the game, man, I kid you not, I learned so much from my vets who were on the team at the time. And it made me better every day. Practicing with those dudes, playing with those dudes, watching them play, watching them, seeing in game against other NBA talent. How do I get to my spots? How do I attack this? How do I throw this pass? Because IT, that's what he is. He's lightning in a bottle. Every single team, we've seen him put on 57 different jerseys at this point. And every single jersey that he's been in, he's come in and get a basket. You talk about the G League numbers too. The G League numbers are crazy. He gets in the G League and drops 50. It's disrespectful to have him not in the league. I understand that he's been out and hasn't played a full season and all this other stuff. You brought up those metrics before. But, man, if you can go in and see, I can sit every day and say, man, in the 10 minutes this dude gets in, he makes the most of it, and he's a problem. And teams have to understand how to guard him. Yeah, is he struggling on defense because he's 5'5"? 100%. But he's getting that basket. He can teach you how to score, and you can learn a lot from watching it. So I understand Hugo, blah, blah, blah. But if we're trying to win, I don't have time for rooks to make mistakes, right? I don't got time for JB to get frustrated with Hugo Gonzalez throwing a hook pass out of bounds. I don't have time for that. I need to see production. And when there's those lowly moments, which they had in 24, they had in 25 as well. When there's lowly moments and you say, oh, I can go put a spark plug in, because right now when I look at this roster in front of me, I don't see a lot of spark plugs, known spark plugs. I know what IT can do. That's why I say, why not? Why not? You know it's going to be a cheap deal. We're getting vet men, for sure.
Because the rest of the league sees what he's doing in the G League, and they know what he's capable of, and no one's making this move. So for the Celtics, I like that point that he can literally show by example in 5-10 minutes the impact of a guy on the back end of the bench can make. Great. But it's also, he's only playing 7, 10, 15 games total in a season for a reason. His body not able to hold up. Now, and I think that's a tough part too. Again, of that guy then getting minutes over the younger dudes, and they're questioning like what's going on here. Now, in a pinch of like you got injuries, you need help in that role, then Isaiah Thomas is out there 100%. Go bring him in if you need him for like a 5-game, 10-game stretch because you're banged up when it comes to your backcourt. But a long-term play, you're bringing him in. As we were talking about Vucevic and Anthony Simons and who to keep and who to trade and all of that because of what brings a ceiling for this team. It's just at that age, I'm not going to bring in that guy.
Can I get a
doesn't
UD role?
play.
I can't get Udonis Haslam. Like I can't get that. Like
The
you know what I
mascot, the
mean?
mascot role.
Can I get Kevin Love? Like well, I'm talking about these Heat players because they keep doing this and whatever. But can I get that?
Kevin Love
like
now
I
doing
can't.
it, yeah.
But I'm saying like I can't get that. I can't get a player who we ain't playing. Like you're not playing, bro. We're giving you a glorified coach spot. But look, when you do play, go in and do what we need you to do.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that because of the understanding that when Udonis Haslam's on the bench, everyone knows he's not playing. Now, when Isaiah Thomas is signed, there will be the conversations. What will be his spot in the rotation? And to my point, I will say his spot is nowhere in the rotation. But in that pinch, random 5 games throughout the year, then that's fine. I'll give you that. I'll give you that mascot role.
Okay, and Mazzulla can handle the questions. We know he can handle the questions. He's the guy.
Yeah,
he's like Belichick out here. He's gonna handle the media in his own way. So I ain't worried about is IT gonna play questions. Will you and I be talking about it? Yes. Will we be fueling those conversations? 100%. But I mean, I just need to see it. You know what I mean? I just need to see it, dog. Why not?
I just want the return of Isaiah Thomas on the NBA team so we could get more moments of fans chirping him because they want that free Wendy's,
Yes,
the all-time
100%,
moment.
dude.
Was that when he was in Washington? He just went up to the guy like, man, what are you saying? He's like, dude, I'm sorry. I just want free Wendy's. If you miss both free throws, everyone here gets free Wendy's. He was like, oh, okay. Makes sense.
He was like dang near crying. He was almost in tears. He was so mad about the way that dude got mad over Nuggets. Like, and I feel him. That was disrespectful. You know what I mean? For some Nuggets, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you better chance asking them for $5. Like, come on.
Wendy's does have the best chicken nuggets out of all the fast food establishments, though. Am I wrong?
100%. Spicy nugs are crazy with the barbecue sauce. That goes nuts.
Five piece. 100%. What are they now? Like it was 99 cents growing up. Now they're like $1.20. They're probably like
I haven't been to Wendy's in like 2 years, probably. Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, drop off on fast food's been real for me too. All right, I'm gonna get some Wendy's after the show though, and I'll let you know the price of the nugs, spicy and regular. I can't do spice, so I always do the regular, but I'll get with the honey mustard. It's all good.